hate puppies.
It's good podcast.
I feel threatened.
Not 2 fingers deep. Weird.
See?
Yeah.
At least it was a little later in that conversation.
I know. You missed a couple words there.
Yeah, the words that were intended to be missed. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
Great producer.
that guy is solid. I will
Killing
give
it.
him that.
For sure.
Give him that. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House. Thank you for joining us here in year 4, or this is year 5 now. Would that be right?
He is worth the money. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Producer.
Bargain.
Yeah.
quite literally worth every penny.
This is, I guess we're starting year 5.
Yeah,
Which
we're-
is crazy.
Into year 5 now. So thank you for joining us 5 years in. I've managed to just keep getting younger. It's not a bad thing. Sorry. I didn't think that would get picked up on by the mic. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us again this
We're
week.
still waiting on Tyler.
Oh, that guy's never
Our
showing
number
up.
one fan.
Been looking to get punched up for a while now.
Well, how's his podcast doing?
Slaying it.
He's
Yeah.
crushing
Is
it.
it Teletubby themed?
Tummy sticks.
Yeah. It's a how-to podcast.
That was so funny that he was really breaking us down and like giving us.
I don't think this has ever been discussed openly on the air.
Really?
We should definitely discuss this.
I mean, I think it's been far enough removed. The statute of
Yeah,
limitations
yeah.
is probably up.
You still got his number, right? We can forward the
I'm
episode
good.
to him.
I'm good.
Okay.
I will leave that be.
Well, listeners,
Give a
will do
little
it.
story, Brennan. Tell the listeners the backstory.
I will not. You already know where I stand on
You're the
it.
catalyst. I mean, just tell the facts. I mean,
Just the facts, ma'am.
why can't you report the news?
I don't recall this conversation.
So a friend
Fair and balanced.
okay, so if I'm going to tell it, there might be some hyperbole there, but
Troy, that's not like you.
no.
Yeah.
So, friend of Brendan's starts listening to the podcast. We were a few months in, and yes, if you listened since then, we were definitely rusty.
I think if
We were
you-
new.
I think if you hear the best of from season 1, you will actually not think that because we were edited down from like 55 hours to 4 hours.
Yeah.
And apparently it's some pretty funny stuff. I've heard like bits and pieces of what Double J has actually done for us.
He's already that far into it?
Yeah, and it's
Nice.
brilliant. He put together an intro that has like things voiced over from year 1. It's hilarious.
I can't wait to hear it.
Like just the intro had me
We're going to have to
rolling.
monetize that some way, somehow.
That's what he wants us to do. He wants us to
I
try
mean, he's
to
doing the
sell
work,
it.
and if that's what he wants, then that's what we should,
Yeah, but how much do you charge for a 4-hour best of?
$1 million?
$250? Yeah.
I like where y'all's heads at.
So one of Brendan's buddies runs into Brendan at like the grocery store or something and is like, just out of the blue, not like he was asked for his opinion, decided to let Brendan know that he's a listener and that he could come out and punch us up and
Show
really
us how
make
to
it
do
better.
Well, he said
And-
we were slow,
Yeah.
like
It's
between
halfway, right?
Yeah.
takes, and I don't argue with him. Like there is
Yeah.
on some level we do have like lulls, but I also think that we're trying to allow the other person to
Yes.
speak, and you naturally have to learn when to shut the fuck up and allow
Yes.
people to speak.
Well, the funny thing is, like, that's okay. We're all up. I'm up for criticism. I'm up for ideas. But his counter argument was he was thinking of starting a sports podcast, and that therefore he was qualified to make us better. And that just killed Ely and I. Like,
Yeah.
we just thought that was the
Rubbed
funniest
me
thing
the
I'd ever
wrong
heard. Like, I'm thinking about playing professional sports. So, A-Rod, let me give you a little batting practice tips here. Like, come on, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you better have some a resume there.
Yeah, he's a trip.
And then we
Yeah,
got
he is.
we got a text thread going, and he was on
that
it.
was funny. Then we assaulted him with memes.
I've never seen such an assault in my whole life.
That still
Via text.
brings a tear to my eye.
I mean, that was like 6 weeks of like steady Eddie. About once a week, it would just
Yeah.
blow up for like 3 hours of just horrible memes.
We're
But
talking
do you guys have like
custom-made memes.
Yeah,
Yeah, do you guys have
yeah.
inserted his name.
you have
Yeah.
a meme generator?
I
Is that
do.
how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was impressive. I was like, well, there's no
Yeah.
way that's a popular meme. That's pretty personal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you know the Spider-Man one where
Oh,
the dude
yeah.
that runs the newspaper
Starts
It's
laughing.
Like, yeah, at the end, it was like, oh, Tyler's coming to punch the podcast, and the dude starts laughing.
Yeah,
It's
he's like,
awesome.
Tyler who?
Tyler who? Yeah, that is awesome.
But yeah, we just wanted him to come on. Like, we were actually going to have him on, and we were just having fun, and he got really upset with us.
And I think that's what fueled it even worse. Was
Yeah.
when he took the butthurt uber seriously.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you guys pushed him away. He was
Yeah.
gonna come in and punch it up, and then he was destroyed.
What could have been?
Right.
What could have been?
We could have been on America's top hits right
Yeah,
now.
that's so. Eli and I, we have to take responsibility for ruining the podcast
Yeah.
like that.
We could be on the #1 sports podcast
Exactly.
in Richmond right
yeah.
now.
And Tyler's coming in for that.
Yeah.
He'll come steal that candle, that torch. There it is.
For sure.
Anyone who knows us and our friends has to understand the jokes. I mean, and it's like that with every group of my guy friends. Like, whenever the women are around, they're like, "You guys are so mean to each other." It's like,
Yeah.
this
That's
is
how
how
you
we
know you
show
love.
our love to each
It
other.
is
by busting each other's chops. And if you're in and people are busting your chops, that means you're in the clique. That
Right.
means you're one of the cool kids. Like, welcome aboard, motherfucker.
When I'm in a group and no one ever clowns me,
yes.
feel weird.
Yes.
I wonder.
Yes.
I wonder what they're saying behind my back. It's when you
Or
dog
you
me
wonder
to
what's
my
up with
face.
these weirdos. You're
Yeah,
like,
it's one of the two.
Who is this crew of people,
Yeah.
and what the fuck is wrong with them? They're extra weird.
Yeah, I mean, our Pallet House football league is nothing but hazing, and
I've never seen so much hate as that group of 12 people, and that's how I know that I am more loved. That's family.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
that's family.
well, when I got voted in years ago and had to be the beer bitch the first season, and we have that tip jar, I was so excited at the end of the season to read those tip jars that are the
There's so
meanest,
much hate.
mocking, just hateful things
Yeah.
to the beer bitch. You suck. You're never here. Do this better. You
Smell like hot dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a special needs kid here that was better than you one day. Like,
right.
I mean, you can't think of this. I can't repeat the stuff that's drawn.
You
and
absolutely
said.
cannot. And the drawings are by far the best part, I
Oh
think.
my god! And I was so happy to be a part of that. I was like, these guys like me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in
I'm in. I'm official.
because there's so many guys that come through here that are always welcome,
Yep.
but they're not in the group.
And there's
because,
a weird thing of where if you don't give it back, you get it more.
yeah,
Far worse.
yes,
Yeah.
and that's where Tyler went.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Well, that's where he messed up. He didn't take the abuse and give it back.
Yeah.
He just was like, "Oh my God, what's with all the hate?" And
I just
then-
don't know dudes that don't do that. Like, or maybe it's a self-selecting group.
I'm suspicious of them.
Yeah.
Because I talk shit in every realm of where I go.
Yeah.
Except for maybe when I'm in work. But other
Yeah.
than that.
But even that, you clown them just
yes.
gently.
All
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's just slower.
It's a very gentle
It doesn't
clowning.
take me long of meeting you. Like, I met some new people at dinner, and like 5 minutes in, I'm lunching on the dude next to me for some dumb shit that he did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you know he's
Right.
in.
Yeah, he'll have the pina colada.
And he's like, "Oh, that guy likes me.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's good." And I will take that pina
For
colada.
sure.
Yeah, double. Keep them coming.
Exactly.
No simple
Virgin.
syrup on
Yeah.
watching the carbs.
Right.
Yeah, that was so weird. But
Well, I'm glad here in year 5, we got the three of us because it's official next week.
this is it.
Oh, yeah.
You're on paternity leave,
I am.
so
You guys are on your own.
yeah.
Shut
so
it down.
The good episodes are coming.
Yeah.
Maybe that. See, that
The
means
gold mine.
This is
That
when
means I
Tyler can
like
come
you.
in and really save the day.
Yeah, actually,
wish a motherfucker
we should do
would.
that.
I'd love to have him.
Never let him hear this one.
Yeah.
Bring him into the next few.
Yeah.
That would be great. He's
That
a
would-
talkative dude. I mean, he would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're good.
In his defense,
Yeah.
listening to a podcast, I can see where most people go, I could definitely do that. It
really
is a
love-
lot harder than one thinks to stand in front of a microphone and know it's going out to a ton of people and to keep the conversation interesting and going and back and forth and feed off each other.
Well, what he said earlier is, to me, one of the hardest things to learn is when to shut up
Yes.
and
Yeah.
when to let somebody keep going. And that took me forever. I still
Oh, yeah.
know that I'm good at it, but still, that when I first joined, it was like there's this constant barrage, and you don't know when to
Yeah,
stop.
for sure. The first
like
first
listen
year.
to this.
Anybody else want to talk on the mic? Get this shit stick out of here.
Like you hear all the other things like
Yeah.
creeping in. And it's always that way. And then the other thing that's hard is when to pick up the mantle because that dude has just petered out.
Yes.
So you have to constantly be gauging, like, let him go. He's going somewhere.
Yeah.
And then that's not going to get there. Time to jump in and move it, in whatever
Well,
direction
you focus
it
on
needs
that
to
way
go.
more than we do.
Yes.
At least way more than I do. And, you do
And that's why we have to have Brendan for every episode
Yeah,
because
exactly.
he is the captain. He is steering
Right the
everything.
ship, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just here to talk shit and yell.
Yes.
That's what I'm here for.
And I'm going to miss that over the next few weeks.
You drive the
man.
ship. But what I was going to say, though, contrary to what you said about, I think most people are intimidated by it.
Well, that too.
They're
That too.
like, I would have nothing to say. I don't want to say anything, or it feels weird.
Yeah.
That's always
They're
whenever
quiet.
people come on the show, they're like, well, I don't know what I'm going to say. And I'm like, don't worry about it.
Me either. I literally have no fucking clue every time we come in here. It's just, you got to kind of.
Yeah, you don't follow the script at all.
You got to kind of envision these microphones as being not in front of you.
Yes.
That's
exactly.
what you have to do.
Yeah, like it's just a hang
Like
sesh.
we're at the bar,
Yep.
hitting beers, talking nonsense.
Yeah. I'm just here to knock down all the silly shit Brendan sets up for me.
That's
I mean,
right. Yeah, he's great at setting the ball.
Just
We
a
spike
bump
it home.
setter kind
Yeah,
of guy.
right.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
set them up, I knock them down.
Exactly.
Well, I teed myself up this week. I've been at the bar for the last 2.5 hours prior to this.
Nice.
So I'm
Hanging out with the
feeling good.
listeners?
Actually, it was. There was a handful of listeners there, and we were just hanging out. One of them in from out of town. It was good to see.
Out of
See our
state?
boy Jason. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while, so I was glad he was in. He was like, "I'm in for one night. What's gonna happen?" It's like,
Yeah, a lot of people
Convergence.
were there. I was impressed.
it's like Voltron of drunks. Everyone just showed up at
Yeah.
6 o'clock, started eating wings.
You're
and
the
drinking
leg.
beer.
You're the right leg.
Turned into Gary Busey.
All of a sudden, I get a Marco Polo from Ely, and he's sitting here
Yeah.
in the damn room. I was like, "Oh, hey guys, I gotta go. The show's on. I didn't even know."
I had Cheez-Its, and the man room was open.
Yeah, I walked in. You were literally just eating Cheez-Its, and then you moved on to chocolates.
Yeah.
So
He was
today's not a diet day?
No.
He was
today.
enjoying himself, it looked like. He wasn't like, hey, guys, hurry up and get here.
Train's derailed today.
I see that. Well, the baby weight. It's time to put it on.
No. We're keeping that shit off.
Well, we shall see. The baby's here a week from today if everything goes.
Monday. So when this comes out, it will
On
be
Thursday.
4 days away.
Yeah.
So we will not have you next week. Now, have you set up
No.
your meal train?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah. So Troy sent me something this week. He sent
You're
something.
saying Troy set up a meal train for us?
The wife sent it in.
You're familiar with the concept of the meal train, right?
I didn't know that's what it was called.
I just thought it was a train.
No, so like if somebody suffers,
The wife's out of commission. I'm going to need to run a couple trains.
That's right.
Good 6 to 8 weeks.
that is beautiful. Now that
That
I wish
I would
they
sign
did
up for.
have. No shit. Be like, all right, well, my wife just had a baby, so for the next
What neighbors are coming
Yeah.
around?
8 weeks, I
Exactly.
can't touch it. If you could just bring
I'm
back
going to sign up for the train.
the train.
Right.
That would be
I'll do
glorious.
Tuesday.
God
That
damn
would
it,
be-
Doris, that's our night.
That's right.
Well, the Ely's had a baby, so I got to do it.
Yeah. It is a close group of friends. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
So if you set up the train,
Yeah, I did.
is it coming?
Yeah, it's out.
That's fantastic.
No one signed up.
Except for Pat.
And Tyler.
Sorry, we're not so. Never mind.
So your train's better than that one?
No, so
No.
meal trains in general. I mean, oftentimes if people have a significant event in their life, good
Like
or
a death
bad,
or.
sure,
yeah.
or something like, I don't know. Yeah,
Or if you get injured or something, like.
Sure.
If
yeah,
you need help from
Yes.
your
Yeah.
friends. Yeah. You
So
know,
some guy in I guess it was Philly. It was Philly or Jersey. That
it makes sense.
This
This is
thing-
gonna,
Same
This is
thing.
going off the rails. I don't care what.
This
And-
train is off
just
the
based
rails.
on the geographic location of this shit bird.
Yeah, exactly. So this dude put one out that said his wife was having their first baby, and he wanted to set up a meal train, but he put it out to the whole community.
Isn't it usually done by someone else?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
you don't
it's somebody-
panhandle for it. You're like, your good friend would say, hey, the so-and-sos are having a baby. Let's help out the so-and-sos.
Right.
Not, hey, fuckers,
Yeah.
it's all about me.
So
Exactly.
this guy put it out to
Lasagna
the
dinners.
community. Oh, it gets worse. This motherfucker put something out He's like, we're having our first baby, and I want to make sure that I get enough sleep that I can support my wife. So what I would like is a meal train. So he has requested, he put 30 different recipes. These are the meals he would
This
like.
dude put his own meal train together?
He's paleo.
Oh, he is specific. Like,
It was 30
I bet you-
specific meals.
$5,000 that this human's under 30.
Yeah, that's a fact, actually.
Guaranteed.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. This person was. No one.
you
no one
said
bet you.
human. I wouldn't have used that verbiage.
Yeah.
So
Fucker's an animal.
Yes.
he said that he put it out for 30 specific meals. Then he also said that I do not want to be bothered, though.
Yeah.
So please just text that the meal's coming and then put it in the cooler by the door.
For sure.
Do not visit.
Wow.
Do not see the baby. Do not see my wife. Do not see me.
Don't
Yeah.
expect a thank you when you
Exactly.
fucking drop
How
it
dare
off.
you?
Then he also put a chore train out.
Oh,
And he called this my well-being so I can support my wife train, basically.
wow.
And he wants people to come over, do the dishes, clean the house. Like the things, isn't this how you support your wife
Yes,
during that time?
yes.
You pick up all the slack around the house
By
so
putting
she can,
together, getting it done.
Yeah, by getting it done, not by
Yeah.
outsourcing to randos.
I didn't think that was specified.
Okay, so you think this guy's nailing it?
I feel like, is the goal to get it done?
I will say yes.
I think you're a dick to ask your friends to do these
Oh, I
things.
100%.
Okay,
agree.
okay. I
I'm
thought you were
I'm being
going-
slightly tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
but I mean, at the same time, the dude's getting his shit done.
If he pulls it off.
First off, if it's your first kid, you don't have that much to worry about.
Well, what he
Like,
is.
doing dishes is not a fucking day and a half thing. Like, do the fucking dishes. It's you, your wife, and your baby doesn't even make dishes. Like, you wash some bottles. The end.
Well, the dude's just a total douche.
Yes.
There's no way around
Total
that.
He's a piece
Yeah.
of shit.
So is there more to the story? Like, what happened? Did his friends tell him to fuck
Oh,
himself?
basically, yeah, it's just been vitriol all over the internet
is
coming
awesome.
back at him. You know, like
I
he's
just love
getting
that
destroyed.
someone put that out there not expecting that. Like, someone was not expecting that to blow
I'm
up in their
telling you,
face.
from talking to people I know that employ younger people like that, that's just how they roll. And he
That's-
legitimately doesn't understand
No.
what's wrong with people.
Yeah, this guy obviously doesn't think
No
he's
clue.
doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Well, to Ely's point, he's getting it done.
He's not.
Slaying it.
No, he's not now.
No
He's
one's
got a
gonna
wife at home, and they're hated.
Yeah.
And he's taking abuse on the internet, which is probably in her postpartum state is not going well.
Right.
Like I'm
I
certain.
wonder if
of
she
that.
had any part of this.
She doesn't now. I'm sure she's kind of like this asshole, kicking him to the curb.
Yeah, I wonder if she's selling him out. Like, this motherfucker
I
came
can't
up with
believe
this-
he did
yeah.
that.
We could have ended the story at some dude in Philly or Jersey, and then we would have assumed the worst.
Some dude in Philly/Jersey is a piece of shit. Moving along.
That's right.
So, are you telling me you don't have a meal train set up?
No. Why would I have a meal train set up?
Oh, everybody, we got to pull together and bring meals over to the country.
I'd rather have chores.
Didn't he have like
I got grass. I got a riding lawnmower though. It's just comfy. Serious
nice.
cup holders. It's not that. It's pretty quick. Moves fast.
Well, there
didn't
you
he
go.
have like expensive taste too? Wasn't like the
Dude, it was
like
the-
it wasn't like bring over baked spaghetti. It was like fucking
No,
like he had
specific-
recipes.
Yeah,
What?
it was
Like you had to
specific
follow
meals.
this recipe.
I'm getting to the point where I feel like this is made up.
No, this dude was like defending himself. I think it was real. I think it's real. I mean, Troy sent it in.
Did he?
Yeah. So,
Then we know.
The wife sent it in.
see, I got to believe it then.
Well,
Of course, I can't really talk
same
smack.
household.
I can't talk smack to Troy anymore. Because apparently, as the truth is coming out, as Jason's putting together
Oh,
these
yeah, you're just
anthologies,
horrible.
I'm apparently the worst at everything. Like every time I talk to him, he's got 20 more episodes under his belt and all kinds of new things he can bring up about how bad I am at this. So
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
it's not good. It's
But
actually
it's funny.
it's quite unfortunate. I had all these theories about Game of Thrones going into this past week. Man, I had it buttoned up, and I was telling everybody I could talk to. So
How it was gonna play out.
yeah,
Are
because
you
I had
giddy
it.
about Game of Thrones like me?
Oh yeah, I'm a nut.
Yeah.
I'm a nut.
Crazy nut.
Like I'm all like
Like I start feeling weirder on Sundays. I'm like, oh shit, it's on.
I've never wished away daylight
Yeah.
so badly as I have been on these Sundays.
I know.
Is this the greatest show of all time?
To me, it is hands down.
So I was thinking about it through that lens because you ask that all the time, and I was watching.
Well, my argument for never having watched it is I've heard a handful of shows over the past since Sopranos was kind of the cutting edge. I've heard everyone say you must watch this show, and some of them I've gotten into, some of them I hadn't. This one I haven't. And I just feel like there's going to be another show in 2 years that I will be fucking force-fed as the greatest show ever.
Sure. Breaking Bad went through this, Game of Thrones. But Breaking Bad happened in the middle of
But I don't know that
Game
I was
of Thrones.
convinced of any other show. Like, I don't think I've ever uttered the words, this is the best show ever.
You never said that about The Sopranos?
No.
You never said about The Wire?
No, I will have said those are good shows.
Okay.
I will have never said with definity that this is the best show ever.
There are things about this show that when I watch, I'm like, come on, that's cheesy, or like that's not great. So I get it. There are clearly flaws. It's not, but
Oh, yeah.
but I don't look forward to anything like I look forward to this show.
Yeah.
Like it has me in a way that I get freaked out. And if you go back,
I don't know anyone that watches that isn't head over heels
Right.
for it. Like
It's amazing.
It's not like I don't know anyone. There's me, the guy who hadn't seen it, and the 6 of us that meet up on Sundays.
Right.
And then everyone else is like, I cannot fucking wait to get involved in this, and it's a all week thing.
it is. It's
the
all
character
encompassing.
development. I mean, I think they mentioned,
last
like,
night. I finished it, and then I waited like an hour for. That's good. Just lost the lights in here.
Who needs that?
It's good, but the power seems to still be working here.
Good for the
Probably
video.
the bub. Yeah, it's definitely the bub. Give it a smackaroo. I wouldn't be touching that. Yeah.
Yeah, just smack the glass. I think it's done.
You leave your skin on it.
I think you're good.
But yeah, so the writers were saying that there's like last night's episode. There's like 19 characters to 20 characters that like you're invested in, that you have followed, and they're all
Without
in
trying
this
to
battle.
give too many, without trying to give any spoilers, I did think that they didn't kill off enough significant characters.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There
And
can't
I
be.
hadn't
You
thought
can't
about
be
that.
giving a spoil. By the time this comes out on Thursday, everyone's seen it. That's going to see
Yeah,
it.
if you
So,
haven't, it's on you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the angle we're taking. But
Yeah.
I wish they had killed off at least a couple more people that like would have hurt. I mean, this is the show.
Sounds confusing to keep up with
Yeah, but once they're gone, they're
because
gone.
there's so many characters.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is, but over the course of 8 seasons.
Like I know a lot of people that go back and rewatch them just to fully
pick
get,
up on
yeah.
stuff.
Did you see this video, this Twitter video of the viewing party
At where were they doing
of
this?
Arya?
Where were they
It's
doing
awesome,
this?
dude. Look,
But where was this? Like,
don't know, some
this
bar.
bar stool. Oh, this is when the action happens. That was some Michael Jordan shit.
how
right
crazy
there, too.
is that, dude? This
What, the
bar
whole place goes crazy?
Yeah, it goes.
It looks like a
insane.
World Series fucking
Yeah.
home run. Everyone starts throwing beer around like champagne and shit. But see, Detroit, that means nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, it's
like that-
impressive.
And did you see that they said that they knew 3 years ago that she was going to do that? The writers.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's gonna be hard to keep under lock and key.
It has to be, right?
It was badass. I was enjoying it. I know I'm fired up for next. But so my whole theory this past week, and I mean I was telling it to like dermatologist assistants, telling it on like conference calls because I wanted to be right because Jason's kind
What
of
was
getting
your
under
theory?
my skin. So my theory was that you never saw like the true like the white knight, like the true bad guy at the end of the last episode.
Yeah, that he was going to King's Landing. Is that what you're?
Yeah, so I thought he was going to come around the backside,
Yeah.
wipe out Cersei and all
Yes.
them, and get the Iron Banks army, get
Yeah.
her army, and then come down and destroy Winterfell.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just have like, because he throws away people, it doesn't matter. So he was just going to throw a horde at them,
Right.
knock out most of their people, but allow them to win, and then come in and destroy.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was my logic. And I told everybody that I could tell, and I was like, I'm going to prove Jason wrong. I'm going to call one, and it's going to be brilliant. Man, I could not have been any more wrong.
Cricket.
Yeah, way off.
Yeah, it was bad. So I failed again, and I tried not to do it on the show because I was like, I'll just tell the world. No,
Yeah.
it was horrible.
So there is another theory. Do you want to get into that, or do you want to change subjects?
I don't want to get too far down it, but I'm interested in what your theory is.
I can tell you afterwards.
Is it your theory?
No, I've read it, but I think it is absolutely what's going to happen.
Is this the brand theory?
No.
If you can do it in under 30 seconds, I'm interested.
It is, if you remember season 1, where Robert tells Ned about how they should join their houses at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then Gendry and Arya are banging in the... I bet you Arya's going to have a kid that's Gendry's kid, and it ends up fulfilling that prophecy of joining those families together.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that whore.
I know, right?
Well, she was a virgin 2 weeks ago.
That you know of. What do you think the guys on Bravos did when she was asleep?
Dude, no, that's horrible. No, nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Did you even find that sex scene, like, exciting?
What? Her?
Yeah.
No.
No. I
Not
was
at
like...
all.
Was that the one I saw about online where, like, she's been on the show for, like, 10 years and, like, you met her when she was 8?
Yeah,
now
Yeah,
she's
and I still-
18.
stuck.
I still think of it. I mean, she's 22 years old in reality.
Yeah.
But as soon as it started happening, I was like, no, put it back on. Put it
Yeah.
back on. Like, I don't want to see
Right.
this.
Yeah.
And then even when it happened, like, it's not like it was sexy. I was like,
It was dope, though, when the Melisandre was like, you killed people with brown
yes.
eyes,
Oh, look.
green eyes, and she's like, and blue eyes.
I saw it.
That's
I saw
awesome.
it. No, it was, look, the
What do
show
we
is
tell-
dope.
What do we say to Death?
Not
and then
today.
she just bolts out. That's
and
awesome.
she finally got it.
Yeah.
Because she was running like a scared, like she'd forgotten all her training.
Yes.
It was amazing to watch her. Like, she hit her head and then she reverted. And then she had to get spoken to.
Yeah.
And it was like a pep talk.
It
man.
was.
like
And that was all of Melisandre's purpose, and then she's gone.
and then she was out.
That's insane to me.
It's a good show,
It
Troy.
is.
Sorry, man. Troy, we'll have to talk
Yeah,
about
so
it.
what you been doing over there, man?
So what do you do
We
on
have
Sunday
a behind
nights?
the scenes Game
Yeah,
of Thrones. We should
not-
have a behind the scenes Game of Thrones, I feel like.
Like to him?
No,
Or
no,
like-
no.
Like a podcast?
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Somebody should already be doing that.
Oh, I'm
sure there's
certain
tons
they're
of
out
people
there.
doing it, but I'm saying from us nerds.
But we're good. Well, you go to the Geeks Under the Influence, guys. I know they do that.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, they've been doing
Got
that.
to.
Yeah, the Hobbit's all over that shit.
For sure.
Sounds spot on.
Yeah.
It's in the name, folks.
So what have you been doing
That
on
is
Sunday
right
nights,
on
Troy?
I
brand.
saw Endgame too, which
Yeah, I don't want to hear anything about that.
that shit.
Like I literally want that to stay undercover. That's
Okay.
that's a little
We'll
much
let it go.
for me.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah, no, that's not you're not
All
following.
right, fine.
Yeah, I don't
text
think
you.
How are you guys holding up ever
Who?
since, you know, the Caps?
Doing okay. Oh my God, the wound was healing, and
Dude.
Troy just like
I drove up. I was driving to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I was listening to that shit on the radio, which I was streaming it to the radio, so I was a little bit behind. Then I got to my hotel room only to find out they didn't have the fucking channel.
Ugh.
So now I've got my laptop open. I'm streaming it. I've got a meeting the next morning, and I've got a 40-page deck that I don't understand. Seriously, half the stuff in there. Like
Nice.
I've got to train myself. I've got all the manuals from all the different vendors. My job is to read through all those and then go in there and look at a slide and be able to answer questions and speak in depth about all these other.
Wow.
And this is what all these other people's salespeople get trained to do. And I'm like, nah, I'll learn it all. That fucking game.
Then when
like
into overtime,
11:30.
right?
Double
Double
overtime.
overtime.
So I'm sitting in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, staring. I've got my one laptop open, and then I got this one, and I can't take my eyes off it because the
No.
pressure is just insane. So it finally ends at like 11:30, and I'm like, what a waste of my time.
Right. Yeah.
Because if we had won, it would have been totally worth it. But now my ass is up, the rest of the night,
Yeah.
studying, cramming, and then I
how
have
was
to
the
go.
presentation?
Nailed it.
Nice.
That was pretty good. But like I felt okay. But it was funny. It was one of those where I walked in and then they were like, "Yeah, we really just want to keep it casual." And I was like, "Oh, okay, sweet." But I was
I'm
prepared.
a casual kind of guy.
Because it was
Took your
weird.
pants off as soon as they said that.
Yeah, exactly. Belt off.
Yeah.
Was it just too good to be true that the Penguins and the fucking Lightning were out? And it was like,
I am convinced that it happened because I talked so much shit. There was a point when they were down like 3-0 and we were up 2-0. And I was like, "Pfft, these
Yeah.
shitbirds, we're awesome. And then we let them back in.
crazy.
We deserve to lose, though. I don't know. If you watch it enough, there's like 2 players on the Caps that skate their asses off.
Uh-huh.
Everybody else is just like skating at 80%.
Well, losing Oshie, that was the dagger.
Was it really?
Yeah,
What
I
did
believe.
Oshie do?
He honestly, I think that in the locker room, I think
Come
he hypes them
on,
up.
you
You're
give me
crazy.
the locker room bullshit.
He's a
That's
baller.
what you
He's
say.
the hype
That's
guy.
what
He's
you
the hype
say.
guy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I get it. He may not be doing much, but it's in the locker
No,
room.
but
Yeah.
he does do a lot.
He's the glue that holds
does
his
do
team
a
together.
lot.
Before Oshie went out, he was not doing shit at all. Like for the past month, he wasn't doing shit.
And you don't believe that guy's got ice in his veins and
I-
will rise to the occasion when it
No.
matters?
He wasn't.
But it didn't matter yet.
I mean, I'll give you that Smith Pelly's not as good, clearly. But Oshie was underperforming and had been well prior to his injury.
yeah, I do think that we would have won that series had we had him. I don't think there's any two ways
Hockey's
about
such
it.
a game of momentum, and they were just faster and first to the puck way
Oh, they were
more
always
than,
on
way
the
more than
offense
we
the
were.
entire
And
time.
that's how we always lose to the Penguins, because it's the same way. They're always faster and first to the puck. We don't have that shit. Hagelin's like the only one skating his ass off. I mean, granted, they're all skating. Don't get me wrong, but it's like there's just this weird.
No, but it was pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty
fucking horrible.
unfortunate. Dude,
Makes me angry.
last week before Game of Thrones, sorry, I'm just thinking about it, I looked at the board and remembered.
Yeah.
So I have my youngest daughter. She tends to wake up. Well, she doesn't go to bed. She's got the same disease I have. Like late night is the time to be up.
Yeah.
You know? And Game of Thrones comes on at 9, and she gets nightmares if she sees the kind of stuff that you're going to see on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So I've had to make it kind of a ritual at like 8:55. Like I'll go up the stairs and like check on her. Be like, hey, you need to go to bed, honey. Like, let's cut these lights and whatever she's doing.
It's about to be really scary down there.
Yeah, and I don't want her to come down and see it because
But if you tell her that, will she heed your warning or will she try to come see it?
no, now she desperately wants to come down those stairs.
Yeah.
Like it's far worse. If she knows that something down there is going to upset her, she can't wait to be upset.
Really?
Yeah, she wants to come
That's
down those
awesome.
stairs, and then she'll come in and she'll cover her eyes, like avoid it. And
I'm
she'll
not
be,
seeing it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she'll be like, I'm not looking. And she'll be like, but Dad, I really need a glass of water. And then like she'll move her hand and go, why didn't you stop that from
That's
happening?
hilarious.
I can't have it because
And that takes you out of the moment.
it absolutely does.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, it's 8:55. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to check on this situation. And I go upstairs, and she pops up from behind the bed with this like look on her face, like, what are you doing
Yeah.
here? I'm not doing anything.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, motherfucker. Like, what is
Yeah.
damn it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to come in and check this out. So like,
You got 40s back there.
dude, as I'm walking through a room, I notice that there's clothes hanging across her blinds. Like just in the blinds.
What?
Like just clothes everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I look behind her bed. She's got a giant Tupperware bin. Where she got this, I do not know. How she got it full of water is a whole nother mystery.
What?
I mean, in my mind, this is like Easter Island. Like, how the fuck?
A Tupperware bin full of water.
I mean, full of water.
Could she carry it?
There's no chance. She must have been like cupping, like bringing in cups.
100 trips.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
She
It's
filled
just
this
dedication.
giant Tupperware full of water. She's got it behind
Can't
her
wait to
bed.
hear where this is going.
She's washing clothes. Like that's she's washing her
Plunge and
clothes.
scrub?
Yeah, plunge, scrub,
Yeah.
like something she
Got a
must have seen
washboard out
on
there?
TV.
Uh-huh.
So she's got all these clothes, and then I know they're all in the blinds. Then I turn around and I see that she has run strings from like one side of the room,
Yeah.
like to doorknobs tied off
Clothesline,
to the
for
bed,
sure.
and she's got soaking wet clothes like up against the wall, hanging on
Oh.
these strings and everything.
This
And
is
I mean,
awesome.
like it is like 20 different articles of clothing just
Yeah.
dripping all over her room,
Right.
weighing
Not,
down
and not like
everything.
wrung out, like full
No,
Yeah, no.
not running.
soaking wet.
All she knows of this process is you put it in the water,
And you hang
you
it.
shake it around,
Yeah.
and you hang it.
Right.
So everything, there's
Oh,
water
God.
everywhere.
That is great.
And I'm like, oh God, because if
The show
mom
starts in
finds
5
out,
minutes.
oh, now the 5 minutes are done. By the time I
Yeah.
figure this out, I'm like, all right, the show is on. If mom finds this out, though, it turns into a whole nother level
Yeah.
of shit that I got to deal with.
Next level.
So I'm like, all right, what are you doing? She's immediately crying, like
Oh, really?
freaking out, like
She knows she's fucked up.
bawling her eyes out. And I'm like, the last thing I want to do right now is get into
But
this.
I feel like you're halfway, like you're doing laundry. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I kind of agreed with
Yeah.
it. I was like, in my
You
mind,
just got to ring it out better, hun. Let me show you.
Oh, I was like, I wanted to get her a washboard. Was
Yeah.
the first thing went through my mind. Like, oh man, I get her a tub and a washboard.
Right.
Yeah.
Like our whole yard's gonna smell like Gain.
Yeah.
This
She's
is
been
gonna
watching-
be fantastic.
You did this. You made her watch
Emmett Otter's Jug
Otter's
Band
Jug-
Christmas. No, that's a fact. I know that's where this started. Was Emmett Otter's Jug Band.
That's the only
Christmas.
place she's probably ever seen it.
Yeah. So she's got all these clothes hanging there. She's bawling her eyes out, and I'm like, girl, I'm not even mad,
Yeah.
but you're.
But what is going on?
Yeah, I was like, but you're. Yeah, so I said that, and she goes, Mom told me to bring all my clothes down to wash earlier today because she was doing laundry, and she's like, I only brought her like one little handful because I didn't want to carry all the stuff down, but now I feel bad because now Mom's gonna have to do laundry again, so I'm doing the laundry, and I'm like, well, that's kind of an admirable. Like,
Yeah.
Like you fucked up at the front end,
Yeah.
but you're trying to make it better. But
But
I
you're
also
still fucking up.
I also know that she's full of shit. Like,
Yeah.
because that's just how she rolls.
She's
So
trying
that's not it.
She's trying to not go to bed.
Yeah, she's just doing stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like there's
Stalling.
projects throughout the night all the time. Like I've gone to bed and there's nothing weird in her room. I wake up the next morning and there is forts and spider webs of line all around. And I'm
That's
like, what the
awesome.
hell? I'm like, you got to go to school. She's like, but I'm exhausted. I've been up all night making this spider web.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's really not the problem. We put you to bed. But so I'm like, all right, I'm not going to yell at her. I calm her down. I'm like, the problem I have with this is how you're drying these clothes. It's like, this is
that what
not.
you told her?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, I don't like this because the clothes are against the wall. I'm going to have to repaint your room. I can't have it. I was like, bring the clothes one by one. I taught her how to line the stuff over the tub.
Yeah.
And I was like, this way it drains into the tub. It's like, this makes more sense. It's like, so I want you to line all these.
Not into the sheetrock and carpet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we lined everything around the tub. And I was like, tomorrow morning when you get up, you need to come in here. You turn all these clothes over. By the time you get home from school, Mom will not have noticed. You can fold these clothes, put them away. We'll act like this never happened. But you got to go to bed now.
So you didn't tell Mom.
I did not tell Mom.
Wow.
So then that gets you points because now you and her, like, we got this little secret. We're buddies.
Yeah, well, so I did 2 days later after
course.
everything was done.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, Mom, if you tell her, then I'm going to consider that a serious affront.
How did Mom not see them in the bathroom the next day?
Because she gets up, goes to the gym, gets ready, and goes to work. I run mornings.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so there would not have been any reason for her to be in that bathroom or check it out.
Oh, so she doesn't come back from the gym.
She comes back from the gym, gets showered, and gets out.
But she didn't go in the girls' bathroom.
Yeah, she wouldn't go in their bathroom.
Because they're still asleep.
No, they're just up doing their own thing.
Oh, okay.
So, but it's like, I knew she'd be in the clear. I was like, leave them here in the morning, go in there quietly, turn them all over. When you get home from school, go clean up. So as soon as she got home
She
from
like,
school,
okay, that sounds good.
yeah, because now she's like, all right, we got a secret. I'm not in
Yeah.
trouble. Like, we're good. And in my mind, I'm like, whew, Game of Thrones, without any kid crying because they saw some fucking zombie
Yeah.
come and stab somebody in the throat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is perfect. So next day she gets home. I'm like, did you go change you flip your clothes? She's like, oh yeah. Runs upstairs, gets the clothes, folds them all up, puts them away, like bullet dodged, like pulled it off, got to see the show. I did admit 2 days later though. I was like, hey honey, if you say anything, that's a problem because I've got trust right now and I
Yeah.
want to keep it that way. It's not a situation. I was like, but you know what your fucking daughter was doing?
Yeah.
And they like explained it. And she's like, it's so funny you said that because I folded the clothes and she had like 4 articles of clothing and everyone else had stacks of clothes. I was like, yeah, well, those clothes are clean-ish
Yeah.
and they're put away.
Yeah.
They've at least been soaked and dried.
Right.
No soap or anything.
Probably stiff as a board.
For sure. Hella wrinkly.
Oh, God, just so bad. But
It's
so
like a homeless person.
Right.
I totally missed the first 15 minutes of that episode, but
What?
all good. Well, I mean, it was recording.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
mean, I want to watch it in real time because people start texting.
Oh,
I
I
start
couldn't look at
looking
my phone.
online. Yeah, I won't look at my phone till it's over. But then, like last night, I sat up and read like reviews of the episode. Like,
Yeah.
I sat and did that till like 1 a.m. I was like, what is your problem?
Yeah. Junkie.
I do the same thing with Bears games. Like, I'll watch the Bears game and then I'll be like, well, I wonder what all the talking heads are saying, and like I'll read about. I don't understand why I do that.
I don't either.
Yeah.
It's not bright.
Not good. Dude, speaking of bad dreams, I had a bad dream last night, which I never had bad dreams. And it was the most realistic bad dream I've ever had. It
How bad we talking here?
It woke me up, freaked me the fuck out.
We're talking monsters or like a bad situation?
Like a real, like it could
real
very well
life.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Like I was in a high-rise building, and like I guess I was doing some sort of inspection, and I was walking around with somebody, and like the power went out, and then the emergency power came on, and then all of a sudden the building started shaking, and then I started falling. Like the building was coming down, and I was in it, and I felt in my dream I felt weightless. Like I felt like I was actually falling, which I've never had that. So in that situation, I feel like I'm falling. I'm closing my eyes. I'm thinking, this is how I die. In the dream, it goes on for what seems like quite a while. And I'm like, well, let me open my eyes. So I haven't hit the rock at the bottom of the fucking building. I haven't been crushed.
I'm not in rubble yet.
Yeah. And I fucking open my eyes. I'm in my bed. And I'm like, holy fuck, that was the weirdest feeling I've ever had. I literally felt weightless.
So you've never felt falling in a dream?
Not like that. Not like it. Like it felt real.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was falling in my dream. Like I felt at the time that weightless stomach in your fucking throat feeling.
I've had a couple of those where it's like, and it feels absolutely real.
How fucking weird is the mind?
But that's what I was about to say. How weird is it that your brain can make you feel?
I'm in a fucking bed under covers, like pillows and shit. Got my sleep machine on, but yet my brain's like, no, you're not, motherfucker.
Right.
You are free falling to your death right now.
You're in the Twin Towers.
Fuck that.
Thank God it was at like 6:30 and I was getting up anyway. It wasn't like 3:30 in the morning. I don't think I would have gone back to sleep.
You ever have those dreams where you do something you know you shouldn't have done, and then you wake up and you feel guilty?
Yes.
Like it hasn't occurred to you that that was a dream, and you just feel like you're waking up the next day like, I really shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I have those, man. Like, it's the worst. Like, oftentimes what happens is I start smoking cigarettes again. That becomes a theme in my dream, and I wake up in the morning like, I don't know why the fuck you're smoking again.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
Like, what is that about?
Wait, you're not.
I've had ones where like
you believed it.
Oh no!
Even after you were awake.
I had one where I hooked up with this girl.
And
I was devastated. I was like, I cheated on my fucking wife, and I was so upset. And I woke up the next morning, and she was laying there. And I was
girl?
Yes, it came true.
Yeah.
No, I woke up and my wife's laying there, and I was like, you're such a scumbag. I was like, you got to tell her.
She's still going to find out.
Yeah, and I was like, she's going to fucking find out. And I mean, I moped around for like 5 minutes, like got up, was like brushing my teeth, like, you're going to have to tell her.
So
you can't keep
sign that you got up didn't go
my dream was set up in a way where like it happened and I went home
to bed.
And like it was all there. Like, hell, I could have been ambient. I could have been out getting whores. I don't know. I didn't do it. But I mean, honestly, like I had this dream and I felt so bad. I'm like brushing my teeth and I'm feeling just horrible. And then it started dawning on me. I was like, you don't even know that girl.
Yeah.
You've never even been to that bar. And it's like, but it took me a good 5 minutes to piece it together.
You didn't go out last night.
Right.
Yeah. Like, wait a minute.
You were watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You already forgot about it?
You live in Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You never even been to France, you weirdo. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Yeah. She wouldn't be interested anyways.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't speak French. How'd you pick her up?
Right.
It's all coming back to me now.
Adios.
Time to get the coolers.
The cooler.
I want to go get the coolers. Hola. Adios.
Fucking doucher.
I think I'm pretty cool.
Of course. Hence the audio.
You'll wake up from that dream one day, too, and be fucking greatly disappointed.
Yeah. What?
That's so weird, though, that the fucking brain can...
I know.
And I got a brain
Not only
topic.
can it do it, why does it do it? Why does it do that
That's the
to
weird
you?
part.
Like, give me some good shit in there. Like,
I got a brain topic I want to get to, but I would love to get my hands on a deli.
deli time.
What's a brain topic?
You'll see in like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's a brain topic.
Cool.
I write these things on the board. Sometimes I get to them. Sometimes I don't. But it's one that I would rather not have a conversation about with you not
That
here.
looks like Dunkin' Donuts.
That's literally, this is a collaboration with Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, so okay, so they're not just using the word. It's legitimately between the two of them.
I mean,
it's
that's,
got their color scheme and font on the box
that's
here.
Dunkin' font.
Dunkin' Donuts is one of my favorite coffees for sure.
And this is Dunkin'
It's
coffee.
in my top couple.
I tend to agree with you. Like, if
Yeah.
I'm on the road,
How much smoother than it?
Yeah, I do love a Dunkin' coffee.
This is Harpoon's
Dunkin'
collab.
Summer
Pale ale.
Love Beer, Love Life.
Coffee Pale Ale. I mean, I am very confused about how this is going to be. Because a pale ale and coffee should never show up together. Unless you're at like a music festival, which now the music festival of choice for this summer for me has been canceled as of today. Woodstock is gone.
This doesn't really say
think
much on the can either.
We shouldn't just go right into it.
Oh, what the? Oh, that's good.
I think Duncan got robbed in the deal.
This is an interesting beer. Summery, they say. It says it.
Yeah, how does summer, pale ale, and coffee go together? That's not.
Yeah.
That cannot be correct.
Okay, I've had the second sip, hoping it was going to change things up a bit.
Smells weird.
It smells like weed.
Wait till you put it in your mouth.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Speaking of weed, you know those like 420 strain beers that we tried one
Yeah.
of them? They have a new one. It's a mango wheat 420 strain.
Interesting.
They took like some mango.
Oh, and by
wheat.
mango, you mean like it's not really mango? It's just like an IPA that somebody says has some kind of mango
That's
flavor?
the one.
Yeah,
You've had it.
It's kind of like coffee and
actually-
cereal
I
and
actually,
all that shit.
I actually got it
Jesus.
for a deli, and then I had one, and I was like, "That's a loser." Like I liked it, but I knew you would hate it.
This is weird.
Yeah, I'm starting to develop an opinion quickly.
I'm special ed because
The
I
box-
taste IPA, and that's all I taste.
The box nor the can really has like a write-up about it, which is kind of interesting. Usually they tell you what you should be tasting. And this doesn't have any of that on it.
This one's got a barcode.
I mean, I can tell you I tell you what I taste.
You don't taste any coffee? I taste coffee. Do you taste coffee, Brendan?
Oh yeah,
I don't.
but it's not like it's not like there were coffee beans in there.
It's like a bad iced coffee, like a burnt iced coffee.
Yeah, you've got that coffee flavor that would be in like a candy that was coffee flavored.
Yes.
It's kind of what I'm dealing
Yeah, I
with.
don't taste that shit. I didn't taste the cereal either. I just am so overwhelmed with IPA funk that my taste buds like ignore everything else.
It tastes coffee on the front end and then finishes with the hop IPA.
Yeah, so here I'll go ahead and jump in on this one. It if you ever think to yourself coffee tastes caramelly, then that's what you're getting here. It's like a caramel coffee flavor
I can see that or taste that, I should say.
that jumps in and it definitely sticks in your mouth like if you were drinking coffee because my breath smells like coffee.
Yeah.
I can tell that like as I inhale and exhale, it's a lot of coffee flavor there.
Uh-huh.
It's a 5% alcohol beer. It's not super heavy. You're not getting a bunch of the alcohol flavor. The IPA, slightly understated, but I have to say that the way the coffee flavor works in it, they went for that fake caramel coffee flavor. Kind of like if you had a coffee dip. If you ever had that, I don't know. It's what that is there.
It's like grape's not really grape flavored and banana's not really banana flavored.
Yeah. I would not go buy this beer. For a summer beer, it misses the mark a lot.
It is lighter than I was expecting.
Sure, it's a lighter beer, but I think it would be a light beer like going into fall.
Yeah.
So
Can we move the deli winner to a 4? Is that crazy talk?
it's not because you're starting to be able to move. I say 3.5 would be official deli because 3s are doable, but they don't. I don't think they make a deli. I think a deli should be a harder win.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my point.
I mean, I agree with you, but if you're willing to kind of
We've never said that there is a set number. It's like, because we've had 2.5s and 3s that we don't really think win delis, but because I don't hate this beer, but
but this beer for me is a 2.5
Yeah.
at best.
yeah, I was gonna say two and a
So
half.
this I would not seek this out.
No,
So if 2.5 means I might buy it again, then it's a 2. If 2.5 just allows you to know I'd never buy this again, but it's not repulsive, then it's a 2.5. This beer sucks.
yeah, I agree with you. They're gonna sell a shit ton of it because it's Harpoon, which is popular. It's got the Dunkin' Donuts look, which is very popular, and I guess a lot of people like coffee, and they're probably going to try. A lot of people like beer. They're going to think it's a good mashup, but this is just a weird, funky.
The beer sucks.
I like beer tasting beer, so
I'm moving mine down to a 2.
Yeah, I'm sticking with a 2.
I don't understand why you don't like it.
I think the coffee flavor is fake, and I would if it really had a real coffee flavor, it'd be okay. But going in, I never thought they'd be able to make a pale ale and a coffee work together, and I was right.
See, I'm baffled by that.
I think it works.
All I taste is IPA, so I don't see how if someone likes an IPA, they would give that a low score. It tastes like a fucking IPA. It tastes like dog shit to me.
Well, we're all on the same page as we're getting there different ways. You took the highway, I took the back roads.
No, but Ely's saying you like IPAs.
But I'm saying
so
I
like
can't
that.
see how somebody likes. I don't like it because it tastes like an IPA. So
the back of my mouth is dry because of that fake coffee flavor, and it's annoying me. Like the thing that you're not picking up on is the thing that makes me hate it so much. Like I like IPAs clearly, and I find myself actually drinking more IPAs as of late. This sucks. It's slowly moving down. But you just dislike it because of the IPA.
For sure. I'm fucking tired of these beers that are like giving me hope that it's got some flavor in it.
Yeah.
And all I taste is IPA,
Funk.
and it tastes like dog shit. And you said something earlier tonight about how we've been giving too many delis, and I think you're right.
We are. We're
Yeah.
getting. That's why I think you're right. We move it up
Yeah.
because I purposely bought this going, Ely's going to love it or hate it. There won't be any of this gray area because you like coffee. So
I do.
I figured this would either be a big win for you or a tremendous loss.
Let me make sure I don't taste it again.
Yeah, give it a shot. See what you think. But if it's going to show up, it should be right there on the front. You inhale, exhale through your mouth.
Tastes like
nothing.
an IPA.
Trash.
Dog shit.
All right, give me a number.
I'll go 2. 1.5, 2.
That is a steady Eddie loser.
Yep.
So anybody who does not want a good time this Friday night, I recommend going out and get the Harpoon Dunkin' Summer.
There'll be 3 more in this fridge for quite a while, I'm sure.
Oh, unfortunately, this is what happens when things get absolutely panned in here.
Yeah.
The 3 from the 6-pack stay there, and everyone who hangs out over here listens to the show, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want that."
Anybody that likes IPAs will like it, I think.
You have to like fucking Frappuccinos and IPAs. If you like those 2 things, you're going to like this.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that do.
Speaking of weird tasting beers, I brought over a half a keg of one from the wedding that I was at this past weekend because the groom got a keg of Miller Lite and a keg of Ardent IPA. And everyone,
potent IPA.
everyone he asked was like, do not get the Ardent IPA. I'm guessing someone there loved it, like a father or, a bigwig or whatever.
I mean, if you like IPAs, it is the quintessential overhopped hardcore IPA.
We all said,
Really?
dude, that will not be consumed. And sure as shit, at the end of the wedding, he had half a keg of that shit. And that shit was like $260 for a keg of it. So he was like, please take this keg. And I was like, Brendan, do you want it? And, of course, we like
I'll
free
take
beer.
it. Yeah.
So,
Like, I'll drink. If you brought me a keg of this Harpoon Dunkin' Summer,
yeah.
I'd be like, well, yeah, I'll drink it.
Yeah.
I won't like it. But I've got other demons that need to be wrestled with.
That shit would get moldy in my fridge.
Just get beer. Beer should taste like beer.
Well, I currently have that hardcore IPA on draft in here, and it is skunky.
But I think we're turning the corner to where the youth thinks that tastes like beer.
I think you're right.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
norm.
'cause they taste the beer and they don't like it
Right.
because it doesn't have the funky foot taste.
Yeah. Exactly. Like you
Like, oh, you
licked
can-
45 envelopes.
Oh, you can just drink that smoothly
Yeah.
and have a dozen of them? Nah, I'm not in for that.
Right.
All right. So have you heard about Elon Musk's Neuralink?
I've heard about it, yeah.
So you're familiar on some level with it?
Yes.
So he says he is very close to actually bringing out the first iteration of a
That's
true
awesome.
Neuralink. And
What
this-
is that?
So it's an implant that they can put into your brain that is going to allow you to interface with AI. So the world around you as far as the internet is concerned. This is going to allow you to no longer have to touch your phone. You can just think it and it be done.
Some RoboCop shit.
So,
like, dude, I
seems
need
bad.
directions.
Seems not good.
So I find the whole thing very confusing because Elon Musk is the first one to say AI is a serious threat to humanity.
Yeah.
And we should not be doing this. But then, to your point, Ely, he has that God complex. And as like all these Silicon Valley
I think he
people
has
do.
it less than most, though.
He does. But he also sees that this is coming either way.
Yeah.
AI is coming. Someone's going to build this Neuralink
It
interface.
is.
And so he's like, at least if I build it, I can put fail-safes in. But the reality is that once the technology is there, then people can manipulate it and change it how they will.
Right.
So he says the first major announcement is coming out very soon, like in the next few months,
Really?
where they're going to have a actual Neuralink that they can do. There's one guy who's been like test-fitted at this point.
What?
That's what I'm reading. So
I mean, you got to wear some kind of a helmet, right? With goggles?
the
or something?
ultimate goal is that it's like transdermal. Like it'll be under your skin.
Right, but how do I read what's being shown to me?
It's going to interface with your brain. You will actually know it. Like you want to access this, like, well, I don't know what that answer is. And then it's like, boom, there's your answer.
Is there going to be a voice in your head?
That is crazy.
I don't know. And that's the thing. Like how it's going to function, I'm not certain. But I'm very concerned about this because they say that our brain just doesn't have all those answers, all that computing power that AI will allow us to do.
Right.
And if we're ever going to be, in his mind, Elon's thought is, if we're ever going to be able to keep up and understand, then we need to be tied into it because the brain is so powerful that it will allow us to manipulate AI and stay one step ahead of it by tapping into all the power we have, the computing power that exists. So you put AI in it, and you're good to go. I don't trust this for a fucking second. Like, this seems like inviting the devil into your home.
Well, you've already done that, right?
We have,
Right. So
but now it's in your brain. Like, I can
that much
throw
of a greater. Well,
yeah, I could throw the phone away. I can't claw this out of my head.
oh yeah. I mean,
Like, because the AI could go, well, we know how to influence the brain.
yeah.
Like, if it figures it out, right? I
Right.
mean, that
Well,
would
then,
be...
will he have access to all of your brain?
I don't think we have any idea what he'll have access to. I don't even think we understand what the hell it's going to do.
Yeah, because we don't know yet. All he is saying is that he is working on the Neuralink to allow us to interact with AI using our brain. And that's what his end goal is. And he says that it's right around the corner that he's going to be able to release the first big announcement, like, all right, here's 1.0. It's probably going to be pretty basic functionality at that point, So what, are you going to have Wi-Fi connection? If you lose your Wi-Fi connection, are you no longer...
You die.
I feel like this is bad.
It sounds real bad to me. And I'm really concerned about where this is going to go because AI could then ultimately just take over your
I
brain.
feel like fucking
right?
with your coconut is never good.
No.
Like unless you had
it's
a
reading a
trauma.
book.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying like cracking your skull open, inserting something into your fucking brain just does not sound fucking like a good idea.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty negative to me. But it's coming. I mean, I would just... Like, Ely, are you concerned about this? Because this is one
How
of these
could
things...
you not be, right?
Or do you think that this could usher in a new era of understanding and computation that individuals
clearly
can
it
do?
will. It'll. It's. I mean, yeah, it's going to be amazing, but how?
At what cost?
Right. It's just like with anything else that we do with our phones. It's the same argument as your phone. Is it? Do you want
It's a give and
listening-
take.
Do you want? Yeah. Do you want it listening to you all the time, or do you want to be able to use Google Maps and email people?
Yeah.
That's kind of the exact same argument as the shit going in your brain. It's.
But if you had a Neuralink, you wouldn't need the GPS, right? Like, you'd be like, oh, I turn right here.
Yeah.
You would just know. Like, you could go to a town you've never been to, and in theory, the directions would just be there in your head.
Assuming. I don't find it. I don't see that as being how it's going to work personally.
I mean, I assume in the front end it won't be that way,
Yeah.
but that's the ultimate goal, is to allow AI to interface.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the
perfectly.
first cutting front end of that. Like,
No, you're like that State Farm commercial where like the eyes are squirting out juices. Yeah, like no, I don't want any part of that.
I'm not beta testing this thing. I'll wait.
Yeah.
But then at some point, the people around you are going to be smarter, and they're going to be running laps around you.
I'm
and they're
used to
gonna
that.
They're going to be
But
doing
see, I don't
better.
know that. Okay, so everyone around you is doing that. You're
Now you're like
60
a caveman.
years. Yeah, but part of me would almost rather be a caveman.
Yeah.
Sure, but anyone coming up, like say if you were born and people already had the Neuralink in their head, the last thing you'd want to do is be a caveman. You want to keep up.
I thought we were talking about us.
We are, but I'm saying like the generations that come up when that's normal are certainly not.
Yeah, but
gonna wanna
generations
be
behind
dumb.
us are already better at a lot of things than we'll ever be.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the
And I'm not
Neuralink
worried
makes
about
them
keeping up.
smarter. There's something to be said for being smarter. I mean,
I
it
don't
changes
know that it
everything.
necessarily. That's okay.
Does
This is
does
a
that
great,
make you
that's a
smarter?
great question.
Yeah,
Is the kid that the best Googler on the planet, is he smarter than a Jordan Peterson?
No.
no, he's not.
That's my point.
But if he could just get a Neuralink and be smarter than Jordan Peterson
But the Neuralink is just giving him Google.
for now, but AI is changing.
Well, we
Right.
talked
At a
about the whole
tremendous
point
rate.
of that. Like, who's to say what you get off the internet and from Google is the fucking answer?
Right, exactly.
Well, and that opens up a whole other problem. Like
Yeah.
whoever's controlling.
In other words, do you want to be a
the
robot or
AI.
do you want to be a person that's smart? That's the difference.
And the Neuralink
Do
is
you want to
supposed
think for yourself?
keep humanity in you while allowing you to be robot smart. That's the goal.
Can't be.
I mean,
you can't do both.
I agree with you.
I see the minor advantages, but I can't. I don't necessarily.
What do I know? I'm the idiot who fucking didn't want to text anyone when it came out. Why the
Exactly.
fuck would you text anyone? Just
I just
call
call.
them.
Right.
Yeah.
Call them. You have a phone. Call
And
them.
for years, I lived by
Oh,
the
yeah.
rule that if we were on our third text exchange, I would call you.
yeah.
Now I'm like, yeah, no, I don't really want to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know, I just want my
But
meal
again,
train
it's
to
one of
go.
those things. I keep going back to it where
God, this beer is fucking miserable.
I
the more
can't wait
drink
to
it.
get through
if you
it.
had
Ugh.
if you could logically get rid of your smartphone right now, would you do it? If you could, if there was
But
a way,
retain all of the information that's in it.
that's a good question.
I have no desire to get rid of my smartphone. None.
but you have,
You have a desire to not be a slave to it because we've talked about that.
yeah.
Yeah, but like I love all the things it does. The more it gets ingrained with everything else I use, like when I get in my car, my music's on it, like my watch is tied to it. Like I'm getting to the point where all the other things I have interact with my phone.
Yeah.
And I like it. Like I love how convenient it is. So I would not want to get rid of my smartphone now. I'm starting to go the other way. Like I really like it. Now if I could surround myself with a community of people who don't have it, then that would be great. Yes. Because we would all be interacting. People are more likely to help you out when you walk up to them and say, "Hey, do you know where the nearest dry cleaner is?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go down here.
Because
and
all
take
those
a right.
conversations are going to stop.
Yes, that's
Completely.
what's coming. Absolutely.
Like you don't need to say a word to another human
You won't need to now.
ever.
No, because you can find out.
Everything.
It's right there.
Well, I would
So I would like to go back
probably
to a
studies
society.
out there to say that that's already taken a dive anyway. Just
Oh, it
people
clearly
know how
has,
to-
but that which goes to the point. At some point, there's a point of no return.
diminishing return at least.
And that's where my concern is. That's
So
what
at
I'm saying.
what point do you get off the train? Is what I'm saying.
Well, the Neuralink for me would never happen, but I could see why my kids would want it if
Yeah, but
everyone
then you're
else had it.
70 and your kids are like, "We got you the Neuralink for Christmas. It's awesome. We all have it."
Yeah, because look, when I'm 70, I'm going to be on steroids and Neuralinked up. You're
For
right.
sure.
I'm going to be a shredded 70-year-old man with a Neuralink in my head,
yeah.
just walking around looking like the Hulk,
Yeah,
just knowing all the stuff. You know what? You're right. No, fuck it.
Yeah.
I
Let her
for
rip.
one,
I'm back in.
let her rip.
yeah, I for one welcome our computer overlords. I'm all in.
I don't think it's going to last long, personally.
What could derail it? Like, why would it?
No, I
not?
mean, like, I think AI gets loose and this shit is over quick. Personally,
100 years
yeah, I'd say that's.
over under.
I'd say under.
Okay, so I give you the over under 100 years. Humanity's screwed. Here's the only way I can guarantee that we last.
Are you saying
100 years.
humanity's screwed once it happens, or you're saying it just that it peters out?
No, humanity's screwed once it happens.
Oh, wow.
I know how to protect us. Allow me. I predict
Here we
in
go.
100 years that AI will ruin the world. There, we are safe, for 100 years. I fixed the
now it'll
glitch.
happen in 20.
Yeah, he's such an idiot.
Yeah.
He blew it again. Damn it, you're right. All right. Well, I guess we're screwed.
Because the big problem is human nature. There's so many people that want to do. There's people that want to do bad out there.
Well, they want power.
Yes.
And you can get power if you can control. If all those people have the Neuralink, and you can find a way to then manipulate those people, you have power.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm afraid you're ushering in is a gateway. Because the one thing we have is our thoughts are private. That's the one thing we have.
Yeah.
You can
I like
think
that.
all the horrible things you want to think,
Yeah.
but say all the right things, and everyone's going to be like, hey, that dude's all right.
And you know what I bet most people don't even realize how often they
Meanwhile,
do
you
that
got
shit.
5 scented erasers in your butt.
Exactly. And nobody knows.
knows.
How come when you fart, it smells like grapes?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Right.
I bet no one really thinks about how often they have internal thoughts and say things that are inappropriate or think things that are inappropriate in their head, like.
Even things against yourself.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if you ever you're standing there on the edge of the Grand Canyon, and there's this one little part of you going, "Don't jump, not do it, jump,
Yeah.
just jump, just jump."
Yeah.
And you're like,
what if you fell and just
Yeah.
slipped? That'd be crazy.
yeah, and you just keep thinking about it and thinking
Yeah.
about it, and then eventually you take a step back because your brain is doing weird stuff, and you're like, "Well, that was awful. I don't know why my brain did weird
Right.
stuff." Or like you're sitting in a movie theater and you're like, I could just start screaming right now. Everyone would freak out. You're
Yeah.
like, well, why would you do it? I don't
Yeah.
know. But that little voice pops up.
It's weird.
Now, if someone had control where they could just go, I want everyone's inhibitions to just go.
Yeah.
And what they're going to do
Chaos.
is they're going to tie it to what they always do. They tie it to you being safe and
Yes.
crime. We'll be able to stop
Yeah,
the
I was
criminals.
going to say, yeah, because if you
Pre-con.
have
And then all
people.
kinds of tards
monitoring
will be like,
that.
I'm not doing anything wrong, so it's okay. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, you want bad guys to get away with it?
Yeah, yeah. That's what you
okay.
want.
That's what you want. Fine.
You're that guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God. That's what's going to happen. Mark my words. That was what will happen.
It hits me every now and then when I'm riding on the road. I just think of all the cars they're driving right now. And people just, for the most part, follow the laws and
Yeah.
regulations.
I think
I
about
think
that
it
all the
Dude,
time.
Yeah.
You grab that wheel in one of these at
Yeah.
60 miles an hour, death.
Yep.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I think about, the other day I was
Like, why
going
don't
in
I-
between two trucks, and I was going right in between them, and I was like, at any given
Like
moment,
under them, like Griswold?
dude, with the Miata,
Yeah.
I have honestly thought about
I'm
doing
sure.
it. That's a whole nother thing. But I was driving between these two trucks, and I was like, it takes one little slip of my wrist, either direction, to
Or
end me,
theirs.
or theirs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yet we all do this
Take it for granted.
all day long.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more talking about, like, I want to go that way down that street. Fuck it. Let's
Right.
just go. Like,
Yeah.
why am I waiting for this traffic light? And I'll drive across that fucking railroad track. Who gives a shit? Like,
Yeah.
you can just drive your vehicle. If you have a truck, you can drive that thing wherever you want and whenever you want it. But most people stay in their lane.
Yeah.
Follow the fucking laws.
Every time I'm in a parking lot, when I'm in my truck, and I've got like the grassy knoll in front of me, and then there's the road.
Yeah.
But I have to back up, go around the parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I just want to fucking drive. I know I can do it. It's perfectly capable.
Yeah, yeah.
Just driving down
Yeah.
the knoll and out. But you don't do it.
Yep.
The Neuralink.
Then Big Brother will know you thought it, and you'll be
Because
arrested.
at what point does AI say it's actually stupid to back up and drive a quarter mile out of your way when your destination is directly in front of you?
oh, yeah.
No,
Shortest.
it wouldn't do that.
It wouldn't, because we program it to follow the rules.
Right.
But it just takes one anarchist to get in there, or one little code of AI that starts to become sentient and say, screw this.
Yeah.
We need to
Yeah.
better ourselves, which means moving in the right direction faster, more efficiently. Like, that's not even a crazy thought. We're going to become more efficient if we just start breaking these stupid rules, and then
Yeah, even though you
Chaos
could be
ensues.
putting yourself in danger, but it's
but chaos ensues.
quickest route between point A and point B is a straight line.
Yeah, people don't understand what happens if you create something smarter than you that can make itself smarter.
Yeah.
That shit.
And that's what Neuralink's
exponentially-
supposed to avoid. The Neuralink is supposed to allow us to interact with it in a way that we can use our computing power to stay ahead of it. Good luck.
We should want to be the smartest thing in the room.
Right.
Yeah, but Elon Musk is like, they're not going to stop. It's already getting smarter. We can see it. So,
Well, somebody wants to be the first to do it. That's the problem. Somebody wants to be the guy that says, I'm the guy who did this.
of course.
Make me a vegetable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like there was that Chinese doctor who started fucking with CRISPR and decided, you know what, I'm going to make
Yeah.
these kids immune to the HIV virus. So he changed that little bit of code in
So
the
we can
DNA.
fuck 'em.
And what and what were some of the side effects that happened? These kids are starting to show that they can get smarter faster.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a side effect that's already they started noticing it in
And
some
they
of
can
the
fuck.
some of the genetically modified like rats and things they did it in.
They're living the best life.
They were picking up things faster. So this is just an unintended side effect that now is starting to come out that doctor who did that, he always knew that this little adjustment,
Frankenstein?
Frankenstein, was going to
Up to his old
potentially have
ways.
this
Yeah.
effect. So he did that under the guise
It's like his
of
great-great-grandfather.
protecting from the
I
HIV
mean,
virus.
Frankenstein.
I was going down
That
a
was
road.
deep, dude.
I was going down a road.
That was
yeah,
deep.
I was like tunneling down this road. Frankenstein. After a while, I just give up because my AI is actually idiot eye, and it goes.
Yeah.
He said it wrong. It was more German.
I get
Now
it.
I'm totally derailed.
No
I ain't got
thanks.
no interest in that shit.
I'm with you, man.
Keep it.
Yeah.
I'll settle for.
I'm cool with
having-
digging in my pocket
having
and
Google
grabbing the
spy on
fucking
me.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, just keep it nearby.
It's not a bridge too far. Oh, you mean I have to pull my phone out?
That whole knowing your thoughts though, and like
It's
wanting
critical.
to know what everyone is thinking.
Yes.
At the
You
That's-
don't want that. Believe
but-
you me.
but
People think they do.
people will want it. That's what's crazy.
It's like people who search out the bad, like
Yeah.
it's like, no, you don't want to know what your friend said behind your back. You don't you don't need
Exactly.
to read the comments
Yes.
of everything.
Yes.
The
Like
one positive, I will finally win that argument with my wife. That I'm like, no, literally every guy that talks to you
yeah.
is thinking about banging you.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's not possible. People aren't like that. And I'm like, I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I promise you I'm one of the good guys.
Right.
I haven't gone around doing crazy things all day long. My brain looks at every woman that goes by and goes,
Yeah.
I would.
Right.
And like,
Scales everything.
it's horrible. It's
It is.
horrible. And I can't control it. And I've realized
That's on her for not coming to terms with that.
but
I
a
mean,
a
that's
lot of people
factual.
don't. But she's like, that's just not how it is. That's just not. And
That's
I'm like,
just him in his locker room talk.
Yeah.
oh yeah. I'm the scumbag.
Your toxic
I'm-
masculinity.
Yeah.
one of the better people out there, and if I know if I'm doing it, then I can only imagine what a perv or like a real
Oh, God, yeah.
degenerate.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
like it must be all encompassing.
Oh, yeah.
like holy crap.
What?
Uh-oh.
Have we gotten into this? Like, what's up with the dudes who say? So I've gotten into some arguments with people online about locker room talk from women that are like, "My husband's isn't like that." He's either
He's lying.
lying
Well, I do believe
or
there's
She's
some.
lying to
yeah,
herself.
or he's full on not a dude.
There's. I think that
He was in the band.
I'd say 80% of guys
That's fair.
probably
I
think
give
and
you-
talk
okay.
like that. But there
Bingo.
has to be outliers, right? There
Yeah.
has to
always
be
Yeah.
with
Always.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's going to be a few that take
Yeah.
it way too far.
Yeah, they're walking around with
That's
stinky
what I'm saying.
pinky
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
going to be dudes
Yeah.
that are absolute scumbags
Animals.
that
Yeah.
Right.
should be fucking purged from
Yes.
this earth. And then there's going to be dudes
The
that are
opposite
like,
side of that.
like
what I'm
brand.
saying is, how can so many people be lost on the 80%? That's what I don't understand.
Well, most people
if
don't
80%
show it.
exists,
It's a higher road thing.
but if 80%
It's better than you.
exists, how do these women not know that it exists? Is I guess what I'm trying to get to.
I think they know.
They don't want
Do
to
they?
believe it. They just want. They don't want to believe it.
Well, okay, that's another point. I've said this before. I think a lot of women want that.
I would agree that a lot of
on
women.
on some level, they want your man to be a man.
Yes.
But again, it's not every woman wants that. There's
Okay,
always
let's
gonna
get
be-
rid of the ends. When I
Yeah.
say every, I mean the lion's share.
Yes.
Let's.
if we're just going to live in the majority,
I'm living in the majority.
understanding that there's always going to be outliers,
Yes.
then
Yes.
yes, I do think women want a man who's a man,
Right.
And men act like men.
Right.
I mean, like behind closed doors,
Yes.
we all do. You look at like the doofiest, dorkiest dude. I mean, he's still thinking about women in a carnal manner. I mean, that's just.
Or is it a generational thing?
That could be too.
Because I do think that it's much less likely that, you know, the youth, the 20-someths of the day are as locker roomy or as much of animals as we were.
Okay, yes. I was going to say, I thought you were going the other way. I was like, no, you're wrong. No, you are right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely it. Like if you look
So
at
that's
like,
not generational.
It is.
like look at Japan on a side, like allow them to be like us in 10, 20 years, right? Like they have like a population decrease. Men aren't marrying, they're not dating, they're not doing all these things, but they still have those needs and those desires. Like porn usage is through the roof.
Right.
They're just living in more of a virtual world. They're still satisfying all of these carnal thoughts, and all these things are happening, but they just don't go out and do it. And I think that's kind of what you're getting
So
at.
then it's more cultural than generational because
I just think they were ahead of us a
well,
little
certain
bit.
cultures do certain things that us as Westerners would be like, I would never get behind that. When it comes to the treatment of women and other things, you know, we're talking about locker room talk. You know, like.
But I think locker room talk occurs across the board. I mean, you could take any 10 guys from anywhere, get them together, start giving them a few drinks, and we just joke because that's how we posture. That's kind of how
You're saying across any generations?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
So like 20-year-old guys right now, you put them in a room, give them a few beers, they're not going to eventually devolve into fart jokes and talking about girls?
I think you're no. If we're 80%, they're 40 is what I'm saying.
So it's growing. The gap is
Yeah.
you're getting more outliers.
Yes, for sure. They're way more to be like, come on, guys, that's not right. Way more likely to say that.
Actually, I'll give you that. I hear.
But that's cultural because that's the culture they live in now.
Yeah, generational,
Yeah.
cultural, whatever.
Yeah.
Our culture has shifted.
Yes.
So
where are the scumbags?
yes.
That's a bummer. I'm going to get a Neuralink
Well, it's
and
not
fix
fair.
that.
But I'm not
I don't think it's
convinced
fair.
I'm not convinced that we're not more of what women want.
Well, if that shift is happening with men, then it would also be happening with women.
See, I don't know that I believe that because a lot of the things that I think that we react to in society are pushed on us by people.
But I think that if a culture shift isn't going to occur across 50% of the population, that's not a culture shift. That would have to occur across both sides of the gender spectrum in order for that to actually become a cultural shift.
Yeah, but I think what Ely's getting at is like
What I'm saying is
the women might not even want to admit that that's what they want.
exactly. It's a reactional shift. It's not that.
But
I
that's the
don't
same
think-
thing that happened to the guys. You think that they just came out of the womb and didn't have sexual desires and a need to like punch their buddies in the arm? They were told you're not allowed to punch your buddy in the arm.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to think like that. So the women in the exact same vein, if this is what you're saying, it's a cultural shift, would also be trained to understand that a meathead's not a good man. So then they would desire
Absolutely.
a lower level man, for lack of a better,
For
more
sure.
of a beta male than an alpha
For sure.
male.
Yes.
So that shift would occur across both sides.
Yes. Absolutely.
Which is crazy because now I'm a Cro-Magnon.
it's crazy just because we don't understand it. I guess you know what I mean.
Yeah, say the least. It's, but it's
I
just,
don't know.
it's
I
cra-
keep going back because biology's a bitch, and I don't know. Like, tell someone they don't want this type of person as much as you want.
Yeah, but it's surface though. You know what I'm saying? Like you get down into your gut.
Yeah.
Like men are men,
That's
and
what I'm
women are
saying.
women. I mean, that is
Yeah,
going
but
to
we've
happen.
all seen
But
and maybe been like where you try to be the nice guy and you end up in the friend zone, and then you see the chick will tell you, "Oh, I like these type of guys,"
But I made
and
a
then
whole-
she ends up with the alpha dude.
Right. In other
anyway.
words, yeah, exactly.
But there's certain women who are attracted to more alphas. There's certain women that like a man who's a little more
But
gentle.
I think
Yes.
that the excessive, come on, guys, that's not right. That's hurting guys' numbers these days.
It is. It is. But
Yeah.
you know what? There were always women like that. Like I made my entire career off being the nice guy. That was all I ever was kind of I mean, I always had some alpha in me, but I mean, like, because I do locker room time. I'm not saying I'm not. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I always like took the nice guy angle with women, and it paid off on some. And I also had women who had told me straight up, you're just not the kind of guy I wanted because I wasn't being aggressive and meatheady. And they were like,
I tried that
Love
nice
the
guy
meeting.
shit for years and got so far in the friends, but until I started having some confidence, it did
well, that was the thing.
nothing-
I never would get friend zoned because there's always a tipping point for me. I mean, it's just gentle.
I think a large percentage of women want to be, I hate using the phrase catcalled, but they like feeling like they're
But
attractive.
the cat call is
You picture the construction worker being rude, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about like,
Hey, girl.
hey, girl,
Yeah.
you're smoking hot.
Yeah,
How's
you
it
look
going?
amazing.
that's a little different though. The cat call is completely like out of the blue over here, left field. Like
Hey, baby!
someone's- yeah, and I do believe that women
Yes.
don't necessarily like getting the random "Hey baby."
I
But-
think a good amount do because it tells them that they're fine.
But I think if they're in a conversation with like some friends, and the guy's like, "You look amazing, like you're hot."
I think the cat call's annoying as shit.
Yes.
But deep down, it tells them that they look fine.
Okay, let me run this by you.
Yeah.
You're walking down the street with your girl. The guy cat calls your girl while you're standing next to her. Are you pissed off?
Yes and no for exactly the same reasons I said.
But there you go. There's part of you that should have said, "You're damn right. She's beautiful. She's on my arm."
Yeah.
And there's part of you that's like, "Fuck you. No one asked for your opinion. Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah,
So you can see both sides of the coin.
for sure. Absolutely.
I don't know. To me, that situation is weird because it's like it's disrespectful to the woman and to the man because they're a couple. Like,
But it's no more disrespectful because there's a man next
okay,
to her than if
so
there's no
here's-
one next to
all
her.
right, different situation.
Yeah, it
you're
is.
you're with your wife.
Only because it's disrespectful to you.
I think it takes more. It's way more rare for a dude to do that when a chick's got a dude.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying that same.
Okay. Here's
It's the same level. It's the same disrespectful action.
No,
It's just now one affects you and one just affects her.
I totally disagree.
That's fine. I'm not.
It's the
saying-
dude. This dude is trying to hit on a girl. When I'm walking by, you're trying to fucking instigate with me.
yeah.
Totally
I agree.
different situation.
There's a different level
Okay.
because now he's pushing two buttons and
Right.
one of them getting punched in the mouth.
Yeah, because I think it's way less. Like you're offending way less people by just trying to pick up a girl.
Here's my scenario. And it's a one-off from yours. You're at dinner with your girl. Okay, back it up.
Okay.
Your girl's out with her friends.
Yeah.
A guy approaches her, says, "Damn, you're beautiful. I'd love to."
Buy you a drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm married or I'm dating someone." Da-da. You're at dinner with your girl, and the guy says the same thing. Comes up to the table and says that. Like, it's the same action.
But to Ely's point, it is.
It's totally
what
next
the
level.
point you're
Totally
getting to,
different, yeah.
It's a next level. It's an affront to both parties.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it was an affront with or without you.
Like the dude's way more douchey that does it to the second one.
Yeah.
Second time. The other one could just be a dude trying to pick up a chick.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. We've all gone up and talked to girls.
Right.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do. I mean,
Yeah.
that is how
That's
it
what
works.
you were supposed to do.
You go up. I don't give a shit. You talk to people. That's how you meet them.
I get you, old man. I
I've
get
gone.
you.
I've gone up to dudes
remember
to
the first
talk
time
to
I
them because
talked.
I'm like,
Yeah.
like you're talking to people.
Yeah.
That's how you interact. That's how you take anything to the next level. We
So-
live in a society.
That's how we all became friends.
I just think whistling from across the street. How often does that turn
That
into
never
like,
works.
No,
That never
super
works.
douchey.
It's not like she
Yeah.
comes over to the construction site and climbs into the porta potty.
That's
with
right.
you.
Like, what are you envisioning is going to
Yeah,
happen
like,
here?
that's all I'm saying.
I've been waiting.
Oh,
Like,
fuck. I love
yeah.
your reflective vest and hard hat.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
fucking do
exactly.
this.
That coal miner light sets
Yeah.
it off.
Can you take lunch at 10:15?
Yeah, exactly,
'Cause
yeah.
I'm trying to fuck.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Right.
I just think that it's a throwaway attempt,
For
and it's
sure.
also a big part of it is to show off to the other
Well, I was
guys.
going to say, that's
Absolutely.
That's what makes me pissed off is when you see the group. You
It's
know,
always
the
a group.
Yeah.
The
Well, it's
cat
not
call,
always a
but the
group.
cat call's famous from a
For being
dude
a group.
stepping out
Yeah.
around
You're
his
right.
boys to be like, "Woo, what's up?"
Yeah.
Yeah. The level of cat call is important because that's extra douchey, but there are levels where it's just the dude's trying to hit on a girl, which shouldn't be crazy.
That I get.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I've been there. See, I'm not
Yeah, but
taking
none
that.
of 'em are
I'm
allowed
not taking that
anymore.
right away.
yeah, that's my point. Is
Yeah.
we're blending in the innocent ones with the
Well,
douchey ones.
You've heard stories, and I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
how
that's a
true
fact.
they are,
Yeah, that's a
but
fact.
you've heard stories of these actresses, A-list actresses that are single, and they'll be like, yeah, no one ever talks to me. Like, no one
Well,
ever
that's
tries
the
to
other
hit me
side
up.
of it.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, God, I couldn't possibly talk to her. It's Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out, you know?
You know, there's something that people never mention either is how many chicks had to do dirty deeds to Weinstein that we don't know about.
Yeah, the ones that were successful
The ones
with
that
it.
were successful.
Yeah.
It never came out.
Yes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, there's a
How many
tremendous-
careers were made?
That's what I'm saying. There's tons of them. Had to have been.
Yeah, it's like if there's one thing I've learned about that kind of situation, it's the minority that step up and say something.
Yeah.
You know,
Unless, well, I don't know. If you made it to like next level, like you're a Jennifer Aniston, would you get to a point where you had enough power where you would say something?
well, that's kind of what happened, right?
Yeah.
I think some of them got to the point where they're like, I'm going to say something.
I guess some of them don't want to
but
be
how many-
outed and
how many-
bite the hands that feed them.
Yeah, how many waitresses
True.
did that happen to that then never had the power to say
Yeah,
anything?
I guess if
and
they're
never
super
materialized?
sexual chicks, they don't see it as a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well,
gave
there-
him some
again-
roadhead. It was awesome.
There's
Yeah.
always going to be some people like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't change that.
Right.
You know, it's primal, man. A lot
Yeah,
of this stuff.
I'm not
is
mad.
very-
If they agreed to it and it was consensual, then
For sure.
so be it. I
Yeah.
mean, you.
Well, yeah, there's a point where you can just be like, I find you really attractive. You know, it'd probably be in both of our best interests to hook up. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it probably would be.
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't see anything. But like, sorry, you're not getting this part unless it's
Little
fucked up.
different.
That's
Yeah.
an abuse
Yeah,
of
that's
power.
weird. Yeah.
Man, we went down a road.
And that's
I
how
thought
I
we were
got on
talking
this
about
podcast. That's how Brendan got me on the podcast.
That's right.
I was like, I want to be a part.
yeah.
Well,
You
Troy.
willing to
said-
take a shot in the
I
mouth?
said, Troy,
I'm in.
Troy, you got a fighting chance here, buddy. But
Right.
we're gonna have to take this a step further than you'd
you
like.
gotta earn your way in.
Close that door.
And Troy said, "Oh, is that all? Let me show you a trick I learned."
Grab that beer tap.
Joke's on you.
Yeah, leave a beer tab out of this. That thing is a fish.
Yeah, it
A
is.
dildo fish.
Right.
Ever since you brought that up, every listener that comes in here is like, "Oh, dude, your tab's a penis,"
It is.
and I'm like, "That sucks. It's not."
It's weird how you hold it. That's what
Yeah,
really weirds
exactly.
me out.
Oh, I've been working out.
I can get 2.5 hands on it.
That's right.
This is so funny, man. One week to the next. Like last week, it was like this in-depth conversation about like entrepreneurship
Yeah.
and like having the balls to go after that brass ring and like get it. And this week, like
Right back.
it's like funny, but then it goes into like other. It's just this podcast is crazy to me.
We're all over the
weird,
place,
man.
dude.
I never know where it's going to go from one week to the
Well,
next.
You're welcome for taking it in the gutter. That's what I'd tend to do.
I don't think anything went gutter this week. Well, there was definitely I
Give it
guess
time.
there's some gutters. No, it's over.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
done. I got a busy day tomorrow. I'm probably only gonna have one more beer.
Yeah.
Always one more.
Right.
I
There's
can't
always
ever
one
turn
more.
off the mics and not have one more.
We'll
It's-
have the real show after this.
Exactly.
oh, that's when we get to talk about the parts that we actually censored ourselves.
Yeah. The
Which, if the
uncensored.
Neuralink
We all
was
make
in
a running
there,
list in our head of things we'd like to talk about while we're talking.
it is amazing when the mics
Yeah.
go off.
I was telling somebody that the other day. They were asking about the podcast and all, I said, look, we enjoy doing it. We have a loyal listenership. I said, both guys are really good. I said, I really think we could be successful if we didn't have careers.
That's right.
Oh, that's a fact. Because we could definitely
I was like, because
turn it up a notch.
Every successful podcast / radio / talking head, like they lay it out. Like they don't censor themselves at all.
yeah, and some of them go too far and lose all their sponsors, and then that's the end of the career.
But no, or they start over,
Yeah, and other
especially
ones
with the
reinvent
podcast world.
themselves.
Like you can kind of,
I watched a video today where Howard Stern had a queefing contest,
That's old
and
school.
a chick did 93 in 30 seconds.
No, that's old. Like that's old.
Yeah, I'm saying,
Stern.
I was just watching the video. Yeah, I know
yeah,
it's old.
I'm just saying, like that's
Yeah.
because Stern now is like, so we adopted some kittens.
yeah.
You
Right.
know, I mean, the Long Island Kitten Rescue Foundation is something that's really important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old one's like, you 92 is the record. Come on, Queefer.
Exactly.
That dude was getting like serious A-list actresses to like ride that Sibian machine and like get off on air. Like it was crazy what he was
He
doing.
was a monster, man. He was the best.
Bless his heart.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
bless
next
his heart.
week,
Not all heroes wear capes.
right?
Next week we won't have Ely. It'll be
Yes.
But I'm excited
it'll be
for
Brendan
you, man.
and Troy in the Simeon machine.
I bet I come first.
I'll be
bitch.
gone.
I'll be fluffing myself before getting on it.
All right, we got to start the show now. I'm over. I'm ready.
Oh my God.
Well, good luck, dude. Congrats in advance.
Thanks.
And,
Appreciate
look
that.
forward to meeting
Yeah.
the little rascal.
I have a feeling I'll wish I was here.
Yeah.
Well, not by Monday.
No, but by Thursday.
Yeah.
After
We're
those,
gonna come visit you. We're gonna do a show out there.
All right.
that is the
whatever.
plan. So I think Monday we'll run without you, but then the week after that, I think the plan should be from Ely's garage.
A remote.
Take her downer.
Break away from. We'll have to
Yeah, we'll
set
put it
everything
on
up
the
on.
old taker downer.
Throw a piece of plywood across the
Yeah.
taker downer, and we'll set up shop right there.
Jacob, hit the button. Lift us up.
That would be
Yeah,
badass.
It would.
I'm in. So,
All right.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, man. Look, enjoy your time off. We'll give you a week.
Give mom our love.
Will do.
Yeah, it's going to be
Who's that you talking about?
your wife.
Your wife.
Just
yeah.
checking.
Okay. I was like,
You gonna find out the father
Next week.
next week?
we'll do a reveal on
You ever
the
notice the way the water beads off his hair?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and put a little. We're going to do a little
He's
DNA
10
test.
already. Weird.
It's sunny in there.
Those UV lights.
Yeah.
It's just
Get
how
off
it
my
works.
back.
Oh, that's
That kid's
hilarious.
wiener's just big enough sausages on the grill.
You got a
That's
French
a little
accent.
me, myself, and Irene reference for those that don't know.
It's a good one. Nah, Illy, looking forward to hearing the news, man. We'll be talking soon for
Cool.
sure. Everybody out there, if you haven't had a chance to reach out to us, please do so at InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com. Over to the Abacus and Jay. I hope you guys had a good Ronald McDonald weekend. Sorry we weren't able to make it out there, man, but it sounded like a good time.
Hopefully by the next time we record and Ely's not here, we'll have some news to report.
Would be nice. We'll find out soon enough.
A little height and weight.
So thank you guys so much. Again, if you haven't had a chance to check us out on Instagram and Twitter, it's at ITPH Podcast, or you can always find us on the Facebook page. Do me a solid. Give us a 5-star review and sign up that coworker of yours who won't shut the fuck up. Maybe give them the old Cincinnati swap. Sign them up to the show. Maybe they'll just start listening to headphones, at least on Thursdays or Fridays, as you've noticed is becoming the trend. Been busy lately. We'll be talking to you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?